Hello. Welcome back. In this episode is the introduction of a new story. Don't have the title for the story yet, but the gist is this. After a night out, David requests an Uber. A woman named Serena accepts it and drives him home. During the drive they talk and begin to like each other. What that leads to.
Chapter 1. Sweet Ride. David stood on the corner of the bustling city street, his phone in hand as he awaited his Uber. It had been a long day, and he was eager to get home and relax. The night air was cool, and the city lights twinkled like stars against the dark sky. He glanced up from his phone, noticing the car approaching, a sleek black sedan. The license plate matched the one on his screen, and he sighed in relief. The car pulled up to the curb, and David opened the door, sliding into the back seat. As he settled in, he noticed the driver. She was a striking woman, her long dark hair cascading over her shoulders. What caught his attention most, though, were the glasses perched on her nose despite the darkness outside. In her hand, she held an ice cream cone, which she was savoring with evident delight.
"Hi, I'm David,"
he said, flashing her a friendly smile.
"Nice to meet you, David. I'm Serena,"
she replied, her voice warm and inviting. She took another lick of her ice cream, her eyes briefly meeting his in the rearview mirror. David couldn't help but be intrigued. It wasn't every day you encountered an Uber driver enjoying an ice cream cone while wearing glasses at night. He chuckled softly, deciding to break the ice with a light-hearted comment.
"You're really enjoying that ice cream, huh?"
he said, his tone playful. Serena laughed, a melodic sound that filled the car.
"Oh, absolutely. Ice cream is one of life's simplest pleasures. Don't you think?" David nodded.
I couldn't agree more. What's your favorite flavor?
"Mint chocolate chip."
she replied without hesitation.
It's the perfect blend of refreshing mint and rich chocolate. How about you?
David thought for a moment.
I'd have to say Rocky Road. There's something about the mix of chocolate, marshmallows, and nuts that I can't resist.
Serena's eyes sparkled with amusement.
A man with good taste, I see.
As they continued down the road, the conversation flowed easily between them. They talked about their favorite ice cream parlors in the city, shared funny stories from their childhoods, and even debated the merits of various toppings. The initial tension of meeting a stranger quickly dissolved into a comfortable camaraderie. David found himself increasingly captivated by Serena. She was not only beautiful but also witty and charming. Her laughter was infectious, and her genuine enthusiasm for the simple joys of life was refreshing. He couldn't remember the last time he had enjoyed a conversation this much with someone he had just met.
"So, David,"
Serena said, her tone turning slightly more flirtatious.
"do you always get into deep conversations about ice cream with your Uber drivers?"
David laughed.
Only with the ones who are as passionate about it as I am.
Serena grinned, glancing at him through the rearview mirror.
"Well, I'm glad I picked you up tonight. It's been a fun ride so far."
The city streets blurred by as they neared David's apartment. The conversation had taken on a flirtatious edge, and both of them were clearly enjoying the connection they had formed. David's mind raced with possibilities, his heart beating a little faster. Finally, they arrived at his building. Serena parked the car, turning to face him fully for the first time. Her green eyes, framed by her glasses, seemed to pierce right through him.
"Well, this is me,"
David said, reluctant to end their interaction. Serena hesitated for a moment before speaking.
"Do you happen to have any ice cream at your place that we could share?"
David's heart skipped a beat. He had finished the last of his ice cream the previous night, but he wasn't about to let that stop him. He smiled, a mischievous glint in his eye.
"Actually, I do.
He lied smoothly.
Why don't you come up and see for yourself?"
Serena's smile widened, and she turned off the engine.
"Lead the way."
David led Serena into his apartment building, his mind racing with anticipation. They exchanged playful banter as they rode the elevator up to his floor. When they reached his door, he unlocked it and ushered her inside.
Make yourself at home.
He said, gesturing to the cozy living room.
I'll check the freezer.
Serena wandered into the living room, looking around appreciatively. David quickly made his way to the kitchen, opening the freezer and grimacing at the empty shelves. He would have to improvise. He returned to the living room with 2 bowls and spoons, trying to keep his expression casual.
Bad news. Looks like I'm out of ice cream. But we can always just enjoy each other's company.
Serena laughed, taking a seat on the couch.
I guess we'll have to make do.
David sat beside her, their knees brushing lightly. The electricity between them was palpable, and they both leaned in, their faces inches apart.
David.
Serena said softly, her voice barely above a whisper.
I'm glad I picked you up tonight.
Me too.
He replied, his voice husky with anticipation. Without another word, they closed the distance between them, their lips meeting in a passionate kiss. David felt a surge of desire as he wrapped his arms around her, pulling her closer. Serena responded eagerly, her hands tangling in his hair. They kissed for what felt like an eternity, each moment more intense than the last. As they finally pulled away, breathless, Serena's eyes sparkled with a mix of excitement and mischief.
I have a feeling this is going to be a night to remember.
She said, her voice low and seductive. David nodded, unable to tear his gaze away from her.
I couldn't agree more.
As they settled back into the couch, the conversation turned to more personal topics. They shared stories about their lives, their dreams, and their fears. David found himself opening up to Serena in a way he hadn't with anyone else in a long time. The night stretched on, and they lost track of time as they reveled in each other's company. It was clear that this chance encounter had turned into something special, something neither of them had expected. Eventually, the conversation slowed, and they found themselves leaning in for another kiss. This time, it was slower, more intimate. David's hands roamed over Serena's back, feeling the warmth of her skin through her clothes. Serena pulled away slightly, her breath coming in shallow gasps.
David.
She whispered.
Let's take this to the bedroom.
David's heart pounded in his chest as he stood, offering her his hand.
Lead the way.
Together, they made their way to the bedroom, their desire for each other growing with each step. The night was far from over, and they were both eager to see where it would lead. As they disappeared into the bedroom, the city outside continued to bustle with life. But for David and Serena, the world had shrunk to just the 2 of them, lost in the moment and the promise of what was to come.
Well, that was pretty steamy. I promise you don't know where this story is going. Episode/Chapter 2 will be released on July 3rd. Well, that's it for me now. See you in the future.